Children's Chapel. Today is the 6th Sunday after Pentecost, and you can see that we are in the church, the sanctuary, and I am up in the chancel behind the altar. And so I thought, since we talked about some of these items last week, that it might be fun to have Children's Chapel in the big church, in the sanctuary, because we can. And so we're going to still go through our same routine, and I am going to start by lighting the candles, which is what we always do, but I'm going to light the 2 altar candles today. And so if you have a candle to light, I want you to light that as well. I'm also going to use this special tool that helps us light the candles in church, and it just helps us reach the really tall candles. So why do we light the candles? To remind us that God is with us. All right, great. All right, next we're going to move into our time of prayer. And so I'm going to ring the singing bowl, and you're going to listen. And when we can't hear the sound anymore, we're going to have our hands up in the air when I hit the bowl, and then we're going to put them down when we can't hear the sound anymore, and then we're going to pray the Lord's Prayer together. So, hands up, and then I'm going to ring the singing bowl. We're going to listen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. All right, next I have a very special surprise for you. One of our friends and his dad have recorded a song for you, and so I would like to share that with you right now.
I stand to praise you, but I fall on my knees. My spirit is hungry, but my flesh is so weak. Let fire in my soul,
weary soul, fan the flame,
make me whole.
my spirit whole. Lord, you know
Where
where I've been,
so light the fire
in my heart again.
I feel your arms around me as the power of your healing begins. Your breeze will lie right through me like a mighty rushing wind. Light
Light the fire
in my
in
soul,
my weary soul, fan the flame,
make me
make
whole.
my spirit
Lord, you
whole. Lord, you know
Where I've
where I've been, so light the fire in my heart again.
Light the fire
Light the fire
in my soul,
my weary soul, fan the flame,
make me
make my
whole.
spirit whole. Lord, you know
Where
where I've been, so light the fire in my heart again. So light the fire in my heart again.
Great job. Wasn't that so awesome? All right, next we're going to do our ritual of water. And so you can see I have the bowl here, and I have my cup of water, and I did have a towel, but it seems to have disappeared. But if you need a towel to wipe your hands off, you can also have a little towel. So we do our ritual of water to remind us of our baptism. So we're going to pour the water into the bowl. And you can do the same at home if you want. And then we invite people to touch the water and remember your baptism and remember that God loves you. And so when you touch the water, I want you to say, God loves me. So we're going to touch the water. God loves me. And if there's someone else in the room who didn't touch the water, I want you to look at them and be like, God loves you. So make sure you do that. And if you want to, you can make the sign of the cross on your hand, or after you touch the water, you could also make the sign of the cross like this. So that is our ritual of water. Next, we are going to listen to our story. And so here comes the story.
Jacob and Esau. The Bible is made up of 66 different books. This story comes from the very first book in the Bible called Genesis. In this book, we meet the first of God's people and hear their stories. Abraham and Sarah have a son called Isaac. Isaac marries a woman called Rebekah. For a while, they cannot have children. Isaac prays, God listens. Soon, Rebekah is pregnant with twins. Esau is the firstborn of the twins, and Jacob is the second. When they were born, Jacob was holding on to Esau's foot. Esau becomes a great hunter. He loves being outside in the country. Jacob enjoys staying home among the tents. Once, when the twins are older, Jacob is making stew. Esau comes home from hunting and tells Jacob, I'm very hungry. Let me eat some of that stew. Jacob says, If I give you the stew, you must give me your birthright. This means I will be the leader of the family after our father. Since I'm so hungry I might die, that does not matter to me. Take it, said Esau. So they traded. Jacob would become the leader of their family after their father. As Isaac gets older, he cannot see very well. One day he calls Esau over to him and says, I am very old. I won't be around much longer. Go out, hunt, and make me a delicious dinner. I will then bless you. Rebekah is listening, and after Esau leaves, she calls to Jacob. She tells Jacob to pretend to be Esau so that he will receive Isaac's blessing. So Jacob covers his hair with goat hair because Esau is hairier than Jacob. He takes a bowl of stew made by Rebekah to Isaac. Isaac asks if this is his oldest son. Jacob replies, Yes. Isaac wants to touch him. He feels the hair on Jacob's arms and believes it's Esau. Isaac blesses Jacob. May God give you all things. May the nations serve you. Be the most powerful among your brothers. Be blessed. When Jacob leaves, Esau returns with the food for his father. Isaac is confused by this. He tells Esau what has happened. He gave his blessing to Jacob. Esau is very upset. Jacob has now taken both his birthright and his blessing. Isaac then gives Esau another blessing. Jacob and Esau both leave their parents to start their own families. The end.
Okay, so in our story this week, we hear about Isaac's twin sons, Jacob and Esau. And we see that Esau was born first, followed by Jacob, but then Jacob does some pretty sneaky things so that he sort of becomes the firstborn. He gets the blessing, he takes Esau's birthright, and so that all sort of plays into God's plan of Jacob becoming the father of many nations. And so we are going to hear more stories about Jacob's sons and some of that in the future, but lots of the stories in the Bible, in the first part of the Bible, are around Jacob and his sons, and there are a lot of them. So we hopefully will hear some of those stories in the next few weeks, but that sort of sets us up to sort of understand why Jacob might be important in this story and sort of how he came to be important. Okay. Well, that is all that we have for Children's Chapel today. So we are going to blow out the candles, although I'm actually going to use my special tool to put them out. can see that we have this end of the candle lighter, and it's called the snuffer. And so we're going to snuff out the candles, and then we're going to say goodbye. So, all right, we'll see you next week, friends. Bye.